You know, I'm taking over, Mark. Enough. I want to talk about Vanessa Gilles.
All three of them?
All three, because she's like three players. Can we just let's just talk about the elephant in the Canada room? How do you drop her?
You can't. We
What do
talked
you
about it,
do?
Steve. You play three. You play a
No, you
three
don't. You
at the
can't
back.
change your formation. She's
I
been
will.
playing the same formation, this coach. Like she's definitely trying to ingrain it in them. She only tweaks the midfield a little bit.
But then who do you drop? Zadorsky? You can't drop her.
Okay.
You
Kadisha
drop
Buchanan.
the what?
Kadisha Buchanan, who's like the best defender in the
Yeah,
world.
exactly. So play all three of them.
No. Gilles is better than Zadorsky.
I think so.
Yeah.
You don't think she's better than Zadorsky?
No.
Come on. Every single time the ball goes in there, Zadorsky just lets Jill's head it away because she doesn't know what's happening.
Exactly. She's smart.
No,
With
now you're
Buchanan?
backing out because you feel stupid.
No, okay, maybe
No,
this.
Zadorsky's been there
Like,
forever.
ooh,
She's done so
Zadorsky's on
well.
Tottenham. Ooh, that makes you better. No,
Who said that?
you. That's what your eyes
You're
are saying.
arguing with yourself?
No, I'm arguing with your eyes.
But Buchanan and Gilles might be a better duo.
But
Yeah,
how
it
do
could
you
be.
drop Zadorsky or Jills? There's 2 shutouts and a 1-0 against US on a goal that was like knocked into the box off a free kick. It was kind of unlucky in a way.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's a good problem to have for once. That's
Very
for sure.
good. Like this is what I was thinking during the game. They have like a back 6. Like they have 6 really good players. That back 4 is really good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you've got Chapman and Ashley Lawrence on the other side. Then that Riviera came in on right back for some more pace, and she was amazing. And I loved Ashley Lawrence going center mid. I think that was brilliant.
Well, remember that other one too, Steve, the left back Carl who played against Wales that we love too. She's so fast and she gets up and down. It's crazy.
I like her, but I'm not calling it a back 7 yet because she's too young. I haven't seen enough. Not she's too young. I just haven't seen enough.
Yeah.
But I like her.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's great actually. It'd be
Like-
nice to get some more creative players to have that problem with, but at least we can defend right now.
Sure, yeah, okay, we could talk about that, but like, can we just like doesn't Vanessa feel like our friend now because she was on the show? Like we're friends with her. She's our friend. We've met her one time on the show. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah,
She
she's
messed up that back pass and
Yeah.
caught up to that girl. I was like, where'd that pace come from? That was insane.
Even better was what we were texting about.
Oh,
She went head to head with a human being, and in the slow motion replay, didn't even go like, ow.
no,
Like it was just like it was like her head went into a pillow.
like she's a billion times tougher than me. She
Yeah.
didn't even like blink. Like she headbutted someone, made the girl's head explode, and didn't even blink. Like she is a warrior, and she got an assist on the last goal.
Yeah.
Like
Even her failed pass, I love her trying to make those incisive passes from there. Like,
yeah,
I love that. Like she's trying to play the game. I love that about her, and she's a beast.
she is an absolute warrior. You know what? You're right, Jay. She made a couple of like that back pass. There was another one she kind of messed up, but she tries to split. She tries to play her center mid. I like that. She doesn't just do the same ball all the time. And she did try a few of those ones to get Rose in. Like, why not? That girl's like pace off the chart. Anyways, our friend from the show is really good.
Would you call her Vanessa?
I'd call her
Gilles? What would your nickname be for her?
Nessa.
Oh, that is good, Steve. I don't know if you can one up that.
I don't know, like Mark has
that is so good.
Look at his contented smile.
Did you have that like ready?
You know what? It just kind of came in, and now I feel like I'm back.
You feel like $1 million bucks. You can see.
Yeah.
So good. Oh my god.
Did you hear the announcer talking about how to pronounce her name, and he researched it with the Canada program?
And they still got it wrong.
They still got it wrong.
I think so. How do you say it properly?
Gilles.
And he was saying Giles.
Yeah,
he's saying like Johnny Giles.
Yeah.
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 Did they give the English player player of the match?
Yeah.
Which one?
I think maybe it was just BBC giving it to England. It was going to be
okay.
One of them.
But I agree with you. Like, there wasn't. I don't know if any of them stood out to me really.
Yeah, I love Ashley Lawrence though.
Yes, and
I think
she had a
she's
great game.
quality. Yeah, she had a quality right back. Like she's tough to beat, and she's smart, and she's so calm on the ball, and
Yeah, she's
she,
good. She made some nice overlaps every so often. Like I wanted her to get forward more to give us some more offense.
yeah.
Where would you play? Would you play her at right back when it really matters, or do you chuck her in midfield, or what
It's
do you
killing
do?
me now, this whole thing. Like I actually am starting to think like I guarantee you this coach doesn't change the formation, but I'm honestly wondering like what if you went 3-5-2, you go the 3 center backs we just talked about.
Yeah, and her as a wing back.
You have her as a wing back. Can Chapman be a wing back, or do you bring in the young girl?
Chapman's not
Becky.
good in my
We
mind.
throw Becky there.
Hold on, say that again, Jay.
I'm not a big Chapman fan. I think she's the weakest link today. I thought she was
Really?
really, yeah. I don't think she has any imagination. She's not.
No,
she's
no.
football player, but she is a beast. She
She's
can
like
run.
Yeah, she's like an
tackles,
old
but
school left back.
Yeah, I don't enjoy watching her play.
I would maybe go, or you could do Lawrence. You could do Lawrence. You could even do Riviere as the wing backs, and then you could have Quinn, Fleming, Becky. Oh, I don't know. I'm losing it.
Yeah, it's tough, but again, like going
Viens
from
and Sinclair. Sorry.
Yeah, well, Becky's got to play too, right?
I know, but maybe put Becky as attacking mid and put Viens and Sinclair up front and have Fleming play deeper with Quinn. I don't like Desiree Scott.
Yeah, but then you got to play Rose too.
I used to love her. I think she's lost a step.
Yeah. Oh, Rose maybe as a wing back. I don't know. Yeah. They might be able to do it, to be honest, but it's like you have to start trying. And now after winning those games, she's not going to change.
No, and she's obviously got them like the game model everyone's bought in, because in their transition moments they were far more organized. Well, not far. That's harsh. I thought England was organized, but I thought Canada was just like,
yeah, you're right,
a step ahead on every transition.
I thought they pressed well second half too. Yes. Like that was like, wow, all of a sudden they're pressing and that's nice.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Okay, I'll do that instead of my comments.
Steve. We rocked your show agenda, Mark.
You know the pressing he just mentioned. Both goals, both goals were from press. Like even though, because I was reading on Twitter, like 2 crappy goals in this, I'm like, no, it's not a crappy goal. It's done through like an instruction, obviously from the coach, like where you're told to do that. You're not just running around like a maniac.
Well, you can see Prince, the way, even when she first came on, the way she was defending, she was doing that C kind of run to squeeze them in. And that, Steve, you're right. And that was I think, concerted effort in the second half. I think that was instructions, because she did that right away and they squeezed in. She did the same thing. She cut off a pass and she blocked the pass and pressed the keeper. It was brilliant. You're right, Mark.
100%. And even the first one, I mean, I just found it so, because against the Americans, or the last whatever, even the Brazil game, like it was almost just you lose possession and everybody drops off and everybody. But I found like it looked like a different team today. Like I was really impressed.
So was I. I thought I was impressed by the whole game today against Wales. I was impressed with the second half, not just because they scored the goals, but they did look different. The first half was a disaster. And it makes you want to go rewind to the She Believes and do some of like the different tactics she's been employing. Like Jay, you're right. For sure, it was a tactic second half. And even in the first half, it was like, I think the coach is telling them to do it and then not, and then do it and then not. Like, I think that's smart. And it definitely worked. And they did in the second half. And it is a concerted tactic, Mark, because they did it 4 or 5 other times where they made the goalie kick it out of bounds or kick it down the middle and they won it back. Like they didn't score off it, but it was well done. I don't know. It looked solid today.
Did we like really land a gem with Priestman so far? Like I'm really impressed. Like she's only had them. I mean, she had them at the She Believes. That's the first time she ever met. You know what I mean? Like, so that's a free pass. But it just seems like every game I watched, the team is hitting new levels. But I'll tell you, I'm going to throw a criticism. At the very end, there's like, I don't know, 8-9 minutes left. And I'll throw it to Steve as a coach. You're Priestman.
You're not a coach, Jay.
Yeah. If this was a practice, Jay, I would ask you. Okay.
No, come on.
No. But seriously, There's 9 minutes left. You've brought in a squad of players. You want to look at players. You're bringing in Sophie Schmidt to round out the game with 9 minutes left. She has 200,004 caps. You know her. Why isn't Alistro coming in for the last 8, 9, 10 minutes? She's a beast. Like, why not give her that chance? Because it just seems like, what are you doing? Why did you bring her?
Mark, it's right there. Exactly what you said. Like, totally agree. And I would want to see, I think Desiree Scott's lost pace. Obviously, I don't think it takes a genius to see it. And I don't know what Sophie Schmidt either, like 3,000 caps, her in a game of this magnitude, but it's only a friendly. Why wouldn't you throw her as a holding mid and see if she can do it in her athleticism and just hunger? I disagreed with that final sub for sure. You nailed it for me. Like,
I feel like it's almost like different men's and women's games in this capacity, where women's games, it's almost like there's no friendlies. Like they're in more intense than, like, it's almost like, I don't know if they don't get enough games with each other, but it's like this game was being played to win. Like the subs she was making, like, were actually to win the game, not to give anyone experience. But Jay, let's say, Jay, you're at a camp with Steve and you're the assistant coach. Could you in any way go to Steve and be like, yeah, we got to bring Listro to the Olympics because she was so good in training? But can you only tell that in training, or does she need to play?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's the perfect time to test out the waters with everyone. Yeah, it would be tough. I'd be like, first of all, I think Steve would definitely put Lister on. I think you and Mark, would be would be in Steve's ear and be like, Steve, you got to do it. And be like, Steve, yeah, no brainer. I wonder why. I think she wanted to win. If I'm Priestman, I just came from England, was an assistant there. It's motivation for me to stick it to them a bit.
Play the vet.
I think, and it's in England, so yeah, 100%. I think
what's killer, Steve, is we were just talking about Zadorsky, Giles, Buchanan comes back to the Olympics. I don't know if you heard in the commentary, you can only bring 18 players.
That's crazy.
And two are keepers, right? So you only have 16 players. Like, there's a ton of these players that are going to miss out. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually 18 seems like, what's happening? Like, why is it COVID?
No, I think that's just the Olympics.
18. So at the Olympics, the men's teams only have 18 players.
I don't know
on
about
the roster on the game day, but there's some that can travel, right?
I don't know. From what I was gathering from what they were saying, it's like you bring 18 players as your squad.
I feel like I read something about it too, and I was confused.
Wow.
I know it's weird, AJ.
Wow.
Because one injury, you don't even have a full match day squad.
Yeah, that seems strange.
It's weird.
It does. I'm gonna look into that, but I'm pretty sure they were saying 18 for sure.
I do. Yeah, they were saying that. She said 18 players for 7 games in 9 days or 12 days or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. But the other one I'm going to bring up is the big talking point. Well, two of them. And how do you say this? Is it Viennes or Viennes?
I know.
How do you say
it 3 different ways.
Don't say Viennes. Viennes sounds stupid.
Yeah, I thought it was Vienne. I would say Vienne.
French. I would say Vienne. Yeah.
Vienne. Viennes.
Yes, you're right.
Anyway, her, giving the chance with Sinclair being out, and it's hard to be a striker in Canada when you've got Sinclair there for the last 45 years, but she's kind of under the radar. And Steve and I were texting about her the other day. She's playing in France. In France, in the women's game, is one of the best leagues in the world. Yeah. She's got 11 goals in 14 games in the top league in France. She's only played for Canada, I think, 5 times now, and has 2 goals or something like that. Anyway, how do you show your manager what you can, did she take her chance? Is she going to the Olympics? I'll ask that over Jordan Huitema.
I think yes. I the goal she scored against Wales was class. That's a tough finish. That's a real amazing striker finish. And today, very sniffy, strikery. She's just a goal scorer. And I was actually impressed. She had some nice link up, flick ons, and she was trying to play in different people. And I think yes. I think you have to go there. I think she's more informed than Haitema as well. Like I thought Haitema was better today when she played as a center forward, like striker,
Yeah.
than against Wales where she was wide and stuff. And Haitema has scored in the past for Canada, so it's a tough call. But I think like my top two are Sinclair and Viennes.
Yeah. Did Haitema, we've talked about this on our podcast. Did she make the like I see it as just I feel she made too big of a jump too soon. She was going to go to university and PSG came calling, and who's going to say no? But for the first year she was at PSG, she signed a non-paid contract, so she was still school eligible. But then the year after, she signed up, and I mean, this year she's only made 4 starts out of like 19 games. She's barely playing, and now her status with the national team is she may miss the Olympics with it. Like, is this a time where if you're Heitema's dad, agent, manager, whatever, are you like, you need to move, you need to get out of there?
Yeah, didn't we talk about that before when we were talking about we had one of the players
Yeah.
Jonathan David's great jumps, like he's making the right steps,
and then talking about her and saying that maybe she needs to go, play at in a lower like level team maybe, and get some more minutes and stuff. But like, I don't know why is Sinclair still there?
Because she scores. You can't like she just buries.
I don't know, but I think with the game model of pressing and everything, she's definitely not going to press. She is not going to press.
I think she'll be like Desiree Scott today. Like she'll do it, but it's not going to be that effective.
Yeah.
If that's what you mean. Like I think she'll labor. Like she'll be labored. Yeah. She looks labored all the time.
But would you pick her? Like
I think you have to. I just do. And I think I think she really wanted to see her in these 2 games in her whole system and all that stuff. I really think that's a big loss for her and her whole like who to play decision making and everything. Yeah. I just think you have to. Like she just like anybody who's like the Inzagis, you're like they're not that great, but they just score goals.
Yeah. But is this as a coach, Steve, like the Sinclair thing? It's almost like you almost don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like you play her until she says I retire, kind of thing. Because if you're the one who drops Christine Sinclair, now like it's a no-win for you. Because unless you win gold medal.
I think you need to see her play drop and her to not score goals, and then you have your excuse to do it.
Yeah.
Or like we talked about, Steve. Jake, do you think she could drop to a 6?
No,
I don't.
No chance.
No, I think she'd get destroyed.
Yeah, 100%. She's too slow, and I just think Steve, you're right in the box. She's probably like lethal, and I think Canada has enough weapons now to get the ball in there to her more often than not. And but for me, I would want the balls to not to drop her and play someone who can press. And
it's tough because probably the criticism right now is they scored 2 today and 3 against Wales, so good on them, like they did well. But to be like against Wales, they probably could have scored more. They don't seem to create a lot, and if she's like going to take 1 of 2 chances, like or Haitema and the others take 1 of 4, 1 of 5, Viennes, I don't know. She could be a 1 of 2 chances type striker, but that's the problem right now. You're not like your strength's at the back. So maybe if she was at the back, you'd be like, well, you know what? Now we've got all these up and coming center backs. She's out. You just don't have that much. Like Viennes is just scratching in the surface and giving herself. Who else is there? Maybe you move one of the wide players inside.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Haitema was supposed to be that, but it's just, I guess there's no real other pressure.
It's just those 2, really.
Yeah.
Because I like Becky out wide. I like Prince out wide. I like Rose out wide. Like they all put a lot of pressure on. They got pace. They take people on. I like that they take people on. Like even if they lose it in the attacking third, like it's dangerous. It makes the defender think. But I don't know. Or do you play her as a 10? Like almost a freer role in Viennes as a 9? Like, I don't know, man. It's interesting.
Well, Viennes and Becky were like rotating positions at one point, and especially in the trends, I thought I liked that, and like it was like seamless, and I was like, okay, that's definitely training in there. They're all bought in, and like so I like that about her, and I like her runs. Like she did that underlap with Becky. Like the two center backs had no idea where she was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no, it's true. I was gonna bring that up. Like Viennes was dropping super deep, and then the two Becky and Rose were
yes,
like, it was
yes,
almost like a diamond of those three. It was really, and
yeah.
it just makes me really impressed with Priestman. It seems like she's really drilling home something. So I want to talk about. I know she scored an absolute cracker against Wales. Fleming, is she the most underwhelming superstar we have? I mean, again, I'm just going into the game. This plays for Chelsea. She's still young. She's a center midfield. Like, and then this whole game goes by, and I'm like, I don't know. What do you think, Steve? Am I missing something?
That's how I feel. I feel like when I've watched her and the She Believes in This, it's like she gets pushed off the ball really easily. It's almost like she looks like she's a 16-year-old making her debut and getting pushed off, but she already was a 16-year-old who made her debut. Like, so she gets pushed off it very easily. She's really fit. She lacks pace. She gets beaten really easy. Um, I expect more from her on the ball. That's the thing. I believe in her. She's always been my favorite player, but she hasn't shown it this year in these 5 games we've just seen, which is very disappointing because you want your superstar to show up for a game against England and you want her to be like, I'm going to prove it so I can play for Chelsea some more. She didn't do it. Like, I'll say Quinn was better. I thought Ashley Lawrence looked better in the middle. I thought, like, I don't think Becky had her best game against England, but I like she created something. She was dangerous. Like Jay said, she was following the plan. She was changing things up. Viennes made a mark. Rose, Prince, like Fleming was underwhelming compared to all of them. And she should be our main creative like force, right? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I don't know.
I think if they changed it, especially against England, they played a 4-2-3-1, right? So instead of Quinn and Desiree together, I would put Quinn as the holding, maybe. I don't know. And I think if she had someone alongside of her, like she's 1 against 2 against England's, holding 2 sometimes. So, but she did help create that first goal, like that little touch, the little half volley, like a little, little juggle in the middle, like creative, like but you're right. I've loved her for so long. Like, just like the way she plays. I love how she dribbles. She's my favorite player.
Yeah, she has it in her. I'm with you, Jay. She has it in her. I thought today they played 4-1-4-1. I thought they had Quinn playing more further forward with her, and Desiree was more deep. And I don't think if you drop Quinn, I like to 6, you can't play Desiree Scott in any other position. She'd be a disaster. Yeah. You'd have to put Lawrence or someone there. Like, I'm off Desiree Scott train right now. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and usually I like her, but I think it's not quick enough. It's just not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not involved enough. You know what I mean?
She passed the ball forward like 3 times. Like every time she got it, like someone would play it into the middle and she passed it like all the way back to like the right back of the corner flag or the goalie. Yeah. It was like, you just killed us again. Like they just got out, like be turned. I actually thought Quinn did better at that. Yeah, I thought Quinn needed a bit too many touches at times, but at least she got out. Like we were able to get forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's Fleming's issue. Maybe she's just not getting that, maybe no one's brave enough, or Scott's not giving her that quick early pass in there, right? Because I mean, you're at the mercy. It's like a 9. You're at the mercy of what you get delivered into. I guess the same can be said with an 8 or whatever. A 10,
why not play her deeper?
Yeah. That, you know what? Imagine her sitting in front of the back 4. I mean,
or just put her and Quinn 4-2. Like, why not try that? You got someone a little more athletic, and then she's smart, and she'd be like, maybe she's going to be like a Xavi, like getting the ball deeper. That's a big compare, but you know what I mean? Like that type of a role.
Well, it's like when Scholes dropped back at the end of his career. Like, why can't she do something like that? I mean, yeah. Interesting. Well, those 2 games showed us a lot more for me. I think that's it, right? Until the Olympics. There's nothing else for them. No other gatherings. Just now it's find the 18.
That's tough.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's it. That's our wrap up show. I don't know if you guys want to rip anything out beyond that, but I'll tell you the talking point from here is which center back is going to go, or do they all play? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just gonna kill me now. Like I'm gonna think about it all night.
Yeah, like because she's our friend now of the show, I want to message her and be like, "Are you starting at the Olympics? Do you know if you're starting at the Olympics? Did they tell you about the Olympics?" Like even at the end of the game, I forgot she's pumping her fist after they won. Like she's excited. Like it made me like, yes, I want to cheer for you. Like I want a jersey of hers. Like I love that attitude, man. Like
You know where Mark's gonna win in this because Zadorsky got the captain's band after at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that's
I
where
mean,
it's tough.
You
It's like
you
she's
can't drop your captain. I know.
and she's the captain at Spurs too, which is crazy because she's only there on loan, and all of a sudden she's the captain.
Yeah.
Something that says something about you.
That's a great point. How is someone on loan a captain?
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, the more we talk, I'm mad at myself for not picking Gilles first. Like I want to be on the Gilles team with you guys. Can I come?
You can come back. Yes.
I mean, I'm back.
Yeah, you didn't call her Nessa, so but
yeah.
Luca, my son, was like, why aren't they playing at Wembley? So like went to your point, Steve, like you know, they're playing like outside beside a McDonald's across the road, and all you see are the trucks at Wales, and then now they're playing at Stoke, which is it was nice. It's nice pitch and everything, but it was good. Luca's like, why are they at Stoke? Why aren't they at Wembley?
I agree. Not to beat a dead horse. Why aren't they? I know the England team does that too, so it's not really that big a deal. It's an amazing stadium, so it's not like we should really hammer this home. But why aren't they playing at Wembley?
Yeah,
maybe because it's so big. I guess.
How bad was Wales though?
It was bad.
That was bad.
So bad. Like that intersection. You like there was an intersection, and then there was like a roundabout before it or something. It was just.
I know.
Weird.
I was like watching the cars on the other.
Me too. They're like,
oh my god, I get killed in there.
When she scored her breakaway, I was watching the cars behind the net. I had to watch no replays. I couldn't even watch it.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I love it.
That was good. It was 2 good games. I'm with you, Mark. Like they spoke a lot more for Canada these games.
Yeah, I'm on the priest. I'm on the priest bandwagon. The Nessa and Priest bandwagon. I'm back.
She's got a little nickname with you. You guys are tight.
Yeah, me and Priesty.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that there, fellas.
Disaster ending.